Guyra Showground for the major semi-final between Inverell and Glen in the junior division. Inverell being led out by its captain Damien Connor. We'll just run through the side. Fullback is Jay Cook, Reg Spencer on one wing, Butterdine and Guyra are the centres. Dave Kent's the other winger. Ray Craigie at 5'8", John O'McLennan is the halfback. Damien Connor is front row and captain. Brad Higgins is the hooker. Marcus Woodby the other front rower. Butcher and Glen is out, I think. Butcher is one second rower. And also Phil Bailey's down to play lock, but I don't think Phil's playing in the junior division today. We've got, who we got out there? We've got Jeremy East is out there, so I presume he might be playing at lock. And just trying to find who the other fella is. It looks like Zabax may be playing in the second row. As they welcome the Glen boys onto the ground, fullback is T. Levy, Walters and Murdoch are the wingers, Rumming and Levy in the centres. That's Nathan Levy. Barnes is the 5'8", Stewart is halfback, Frendon and Smithwaite are the front rowers, Eshman the hooker, Langford and Polton are the second rowers, and Rummery is the lock forward. The referee for the game is Mr. Kentwell, and the boys are all keyed up here and ready for the major semi-final here today. The toss has been run and won, and looks like Inverell have won the toss and they've elected to run uphill in the first half. Glen is to kick off. Over on the bench on the Inverell side I can see it looks like Andrews as one replacement. Justin McElwain makes his return today from injury, and it's all augurs well for a good game here today. The referee signals to the captains. Nathan Levy to kick off for Glen. Puts the ball deep downfield, down to Connor. It's gone dead, been touched by Damien Connor, and Inverell will drop out their own quarter line, their own goal line. That's a good start for Glen. Yeah, it's a good drop kick by Sheether too. Right out to Nathan Levy. Nathan Levy gets it on to the front rower, Smithwaite, and he's down. A good tackle from Butcher and James Sheether. Plays the ball back. Out it comes to Stewart, the halfback, and he's put down a good tackle. Going over the top, and Ray Craig underneath. There's the ball out from Eshman. Goes on to Langford, and Langford's put down in a good tackle again by Sheether. Out to Stewart again, and there's the 5'8" Barnes with the ball. Out a good tackle by Connor coming across over the top, and puts him down heavily. He felt that tackle. Played back to Eshman again, and the winger there, he didn't want much to do with it, Walters, and he's put on the ground. A good tackle by McLennan. Ball comes back to Eshman again. And Nathan Levy in charge. He puts a little chip through. Craigie, the ball's been knocked on twice, but the referee allows the ball to go on. And I think Glen will score here. He's gone in the corner, the winger for Glen, and I think no, the try has been disallowed. The boy lost the ball. Tommy Kane on the sideline has disallowed the try, and the ball will be brought out, and Inverell will get the feed. A lot of pressure on the Inverell boys here today. They're pretty hot favourites, and it's pretty important that they get off the mark pretty early, and get points on the board. There goes the ball in. Glen has put the ball in, and one of the replacements. Somebody getting called out here. Looks like it might be Sheether. There's something in the tackle there. This looks like a penalty to Glen and Inverell are back under pressure again. Here's Ishman. He's going to take the tap. And here comes Smurthwaite on the boil, and he's taken by Butcher and Sheether with the assistance of McLennan. Here's Matt Frendon, a good run by Frendon. He's held up by Woodbury and Connor and put on the ground. He'll play the ball back. Ishman, a long pass across there to Stewart. Stewart's running across field and it makes an easy mark for Sheether and it's put on the ground. Plays the ball back to Rummery. Rummery, a long pass out to Nathan Levy. Levy's taken in a good tackle by Guyra and put on the ground. The ball comes across there to Rummery again. He's running, but he's put on the ground by Woodbury, a good tackle around the legs. Ball comes back again to Eshman across here to the 5'8 Barnes. He's running strongly. Gets the ball back to Stewart. Stewart, a good tackle there by Butcher. Puts Langford on the ground. A long pass by Eshman across to Nathan Levy. He kicks the ball high, but I think that'll go dead, that ball. And that's another goal line dropout. The ball is knocked dead by Damien Connor. A lot of pressure being applied here by the Glen juniors at the moment, and they're playing pretty good football. They've had all the ball. Inverell haven't had a run with the ball yet. Now, a drop kick from Sheether again. A long kick up towards the 40-metre line. It's picked up by Levy, and he's on the run downfield. And a good tackle there by that's Butterdine, and that's another penalty to Glen Innes. It looks like Butterdine's infringed. He wouldn't let the player get up and play the ball. Levy is going to have a kick at goal. There's the kick by Levy. It's bad kicking. And now Inverell's got the ball. Craigie's bringing the ball up in a good run. Well outside the quarter line. Now we'll see what these big fellas can do. There's a good pass on to Butcher. Butcher's running straight. He ducks inside Frendon's tackle and he's put on the ground by Rummery. Another good run from Butcher. Where's Woodbury? He's gone out wide. There's another penalty. And the referee's getting these young fellas sorted out early. Held down in the tackle. And it's a penalty to Inverell. Sheether will kick for touch. There's a good kick from Sheether too. He hasn't found touch though. It's taken by Levy. And he's put on the ground there by, looks like Kent. He plays the ball back. Here it comes to Frendon. There's a good tackle there by Guyra Butterdine. Puts him on the ground with the assistance of Sheether. There's the ball back to, now it's on to Smurthwaite. He's taken a good tackle by. He's lost the ball in the tackle. And he's lost the ball forward in the tackle. And the scrum will be set down Inverell. I know, he's that linesman signal pulled out. It's Inverell a copping hammer in the penalties here. There's a good kick from Nathan Levy. And finds touch 15 metres out from the Inverell try line. Glen Innes right on the attack again. Look for Matty Frendon here. Here's Eshman, takes the tap. Here comes Matty Frendon on the boil. No, he's missed the ball. He goes now on to Eshman's running across field, on to Nathan Levy. There's a good pass on to the fullback. And he's going there now. That's a knock on by Glen Innes. And now Inverell will get the ball. We'll see what they can do with this first time or second time in possession. A little bit nervous, Inverell fellas. That was a bad kick there from James here. The kick to the wrong side of the field. I thought the wind was blowing across here towards the camera, and he's kicked into the wind the other side, and not even Just got to just get their minds on the job, the Inverell boys. Here's on the red Spencer. He runs across the field and makes an easy mark there for Walters and Barnes, and he's put on the ground. Plays the ball back to John O'Mclennan. There's Sheether. He goes straight up to centre field. And a good tackle there by Brendan Jars Sheether. Where's Woodbury and Connor? Here's Connor on the run there. Oh, he's knocked the ball on a bad. Here's Glennis on the attack here, and we're lucky for Butcher. A good tackle by Butcher. Ball and all tackle. Wraps up the Glennis play. Here's Poulton. He's run straight forward. And another good tackle by Butcher. Here we go. Across from Eshman, across here to Stewart. Stewart on to Matty Friendon, and a good tackle by Nathan Gwen. Puts Friendon on the ground. Glennis has got a big overlap out on the right-hand side. There's the ball, goes across to Smurthwaite, and a good tackle by Gwen and Connor. This is Murdoch with the ball, and he's put on the ground. Here's another. Nathan Levy has knocked the ball on. There's Red Spencer with the ball. There's a tackle by pass by Craigie out to John O'Mclennan, and he goes up centre field, and he's put on the ground. Here's Nathan Gwen, a good run. He goes up centre field, gets out to the 20-metre line. He's held there by Rummery, the lock forward. Here's Connor. He goes forward, straight up the centre, goes, high tackle. Inverell certainly copping a hammering in the penalties here at the moment. That's another free kick here to Glen. And it was a pretty high tackle there on Connor, and he lost the ball in the tackle, and another Inverell player picked the ball up, and he was deemed to be in an offside position. But Nathan Levy will have another kick at goal, and he should kick this one. Nathan Levy's got the ball placed here at the Guyra Showground. This could put the first 2 points on the board for Glen and us. No, he's missed it. He's pulled it to the left-hand side of the uprights, and that's 2 chances Nathan Levy's had for points in this game, and still the score is 0-0. Inverell have got to really get their minds on the job. They're taking this game a little bit for granted. Here's a drop kick now from Sheether, and Inverell have got to chase this ball. That's a good kick too by Sheether. This ball's coming down again to the man of the moment, Nathan Levy. And Glennon's got a sub on the field. We don't know his name, unfortunately. Here's the ball goes back to Eshman. Eshman gets it on to Rummery. Rummery, and good tackle there by Nathan Gawain, and Sheether over the top. Plays the ball back to Eshman. Eshman gets it across there to Stewart. Stewart on to Matty Friendon, and Rummery on the inside, and he's taken in a good tackle there by Craigie. Here's the ball back to Stewart. Stewart's lost the ball and it's picked. Just see what the interview. He's pinged the Glennon's boys for a man picking the ball up in front of the player who lost the ball, and that's a penalty to Inverell. And we'll see if Sheether can find touch this time with a kick. That's a better kick from James Sheether. Finds touch. Not a long kick, but at least he found touch. Here's the Inverell boys now. We'll see what these fellas can do. There goes Woody, straight up the centre. He's gone straight through, up to the 40-metre line, held up by Matty Friendon. Now it's got the boys on the boil. That's better. James Sheether takes the ball, second line, and he gets the ball back there to the hooker forward. It is Brad Higgins, and Higgins plays the ball back to Sheether. On to Damien Connor. He runs across field. Makes an easy mark for the Glen in this defence. The boys in Inverell have gone half the length of the field. It's on to Butterdine now. Butterdine running wide. He's gone around, cuts through, hangs onto the ball though, and there's 2 tackles to go in this set of 6. Plays it back there to Brad Higgins. On to McLennan. Here's a long pass out there. On to Butcher. Butcher's picked the ball up. On to Sheether. Sheether's running wide. And Sheether will go through and score. He's gone running around the substitute second row for Glen Innes, and Sheether has gone in to score. A good try. Well, that just shows you what Inverell can do when they really settle down. That's the first real chance they've had with the ball, and points on the board, 4-0. Dave Kent's got this ball placed. He hasn't brought it back very far. He's on a pretty acute angle. He knows what he's doing, I guess. Takes the kick and it's waved away. It's gone to the left-hand side of the uprights, and it's 4-0. So that Inverell now lead 4 points to 0. A try for Sheether. Here's Nathan Levy, kicks the ball off again. Straight down centre field, he kicks it. Jay Cook takes the ball safely on to McElwain. Here's McElwain, straight up centre field, running hard. Now good tackle there by Matty Friend, and he's on to Sheether. Sheether runs straight and hard and up to the 30-metre line, and he's held down there by Rummery. He plays the ball back. Woodbury went too early. He gets it out wide to Connor. Connor straight through the centre. Here he goes. Connor's away, and he'll run. He's got back up here with Ray Craigie. He held onto the ball. Gets it on to Spencer. Spencer will go right around him, and he'll score, Spencer. No, he's caught by Walters, and he's put on the ground, and a good tackle. If Connor had let that ball go, Ray Craigie scores under the post. Here's Woodbury. He'll score. He's in. There's a good try to Woodbury, right beside the left-hand upright, and too big and strong, and he's carried 3 defenders over there to score that try. That takes Inverell to a lead of 8 points to 0, and you can see the Inverell boys now have really got their mind on the job, and they said, let us have this ball. We'll score tries. You give us the ball. Certainly a bit of determination in that try. Woodbury came from fairly deep, and there was no way that they were going to keep him out, and he decided he was going to score the try, put his hand up and said, this is mine, this one. Dave Kent's got this ball placed now, right in front of the left-hand upright. A pretty simple kick for Dave. There's the kick, straight between the uprights, and Inverell go the lead of 10 points to 0. Here's Nathan Levy, he'll kick off again for Glen. That's a good kick too. Down to Craigie, stops it with his foot, then picks the ball up and he's on the run upfield. There's a good run, a good tackle there by Matty Friend, and puts him down, shoulder and all tackle. Plays the ball back to Brad Higgins. Here's on to Butcher. Butcher only knows one way. He'll go straight. And good tackle there by Eshman, and a Rummery put Butcher on the ground. Here's on to McLennan. McLennan gets on the Sheether. Here's Woodbury out wide. He ducks back inside, straight up centre field, and he's caught. They can't put him down on the 40-metre line. Pick it up, play the ball quickly, back to Brad Higgins, on to Damien Connor. He's hung on to it again, and there's Nathan Gwen's backing up. He's picked the ball up, and they're up to the 40-metre line in Glen's territory. There's the ball back to McLennan. McLennan on to Sheether. Oh, Butcher. Butcher cuts back inside, and he's inside the 40-metre line, or right on the 40-metre line in Glen's end of the territory. Back to Brad Higgins. On again to Connor. Connor runs, ships forward. And that's going to find touch. I think he would have been better off hanging on to the ball there. He had 4 men on the outside, and only 2 defenders to beat. I noticed that Nathan Levy has dropped back in defence too. I don't know whether he's dropped back to fullback, but I think that's probably a plus for Inverell if Nathan Levy drops back to fullback. He's needed up in that line. He's pretty creative, Nathan Levy, and it'll only be to Inverell's benefit if he's out of the play. Here's the referee having trouble with this scrum. He's put in by Glen. It's picked up there by Stewart, and here's the winger Murdoch in a wraparound. He's taken in a good tackle there by Jay Cook, and Damien Connor over the top. That hurt. Here's the ball played back to Stewart. On there now to the centre. That's a good pass there too to Nathan Levy, who picks the ball up at his toes, and he's tackled on the 40-metre line. There's the ball played back to Eshman. Looks like Stewart, and it's Smurthwaite. Oh, a good tackle there by Connor, and Butcher underneath and Connor over the top. Here's the ball, comes on to Stewart. And Smurthwaite now with the ball. Oh, a big tackle by Woodbury, and he's put down very hard, and that hurt. He plays the ball back now, and he didn't want that. That's probably the tackle of the match so far. Here's the centre for Glen, and it's running wide. He's a big boy too. He gets the ball back there to Walters. Walters running across field. He gets around. He puts the ball down, and Inverell will get the scrum feed. That was a big tackle from Marcus Woodbury on his opposite number, Smurthwaite, I think it was, and he's feeling the effects of that. He's hanging around in the back of the forward pack there now. He's going back to second row, Smurthwaite. There's the ball out to John O'McLennan, out to Craigie, and here's Butterdine, and he only knows one way, Butterdine, and he's across the halfway line into Glenannis territory. And there's been an infringement here from the Glenannis, and someone from getting called out. I think it might be Eshman. He's getting a caution there. Rummery, the captain for Glenannis, goes up, and here's what the referee has to say. And there it is, a penalty to Inverell. Dave Kent, the kick for touch on the western side of the ground. That's a good kick too. He's found touch just up more or less about the 25 metres out from the Glenannis try. Here's Woodbury on the boil, straight through, and he's caught on about the 15-metre line out by Matty Brennan in a good tackle too. And here we go, Butcher. He runs the blind, and it's taken by Sheether, and he's got to put in a good tackle there by two of the Glenannis players. It was Rummery again, I think. There's the ball out to McLennan on the McElwain, and he runs hard and straight as only the McElwains know how to do. Here's he gets up, plays the ball back quickly. Oh, there's a bad pass. Picked up by Gwen. He runs around Levy, runs around the 5'8 Barnes, and he's caught back in towards centre field. Plays the ball back to John O'McLennan, on to Sheether. He gets the ball on to Connor, but Connor's trapped by Frendon. Frendon's marking Connor pretty good. There's a high kick from John O'McLennan, a good kick too. Nathan Levy. Oh, he takes it well, Nathan Levy, and immediately put on the ground there by Craig Butcher. He'll get up and play the ball back there, and there's a Waters on the run downfield. A good tackle by Justin McElwain, puts him on the ground. He's held by Craigie. There's the ball back there to Eshman, and Eshman gets it on to Rummery. Rummery running through, straight through, and a good tackle there by John O'McLennan, puts him on the ground. Didn't like that one much, Rummery. He pays it back and gets on to Matty Frendon. Frendon's having a good game, and he's closely marked too. Gets a good ball away there to Eshman. And another good tackle by John O'Clennan, puts him on the ground. This is developing into a good match. There's Smithwaite, chucks it back to, it looks like Stewart, on to Rumming. And Rumming's held in a good tackle there by the 5'8 Craigie and Sheether over the top. This is the sixth tackle. Kick pass right back there to Nathan Levy. And it's touched by an Inverell player. It's gone out in the full. We'll just wait for an interpretation here. It's a hand over there because the ball's gone out on the full. And here it is on the Glen. That's a good run up the centre field. I noticed Woodbury has been replaced, and Froggy Gribbett's going on, just to give these boys a bit of a run and a taste of see what the big-time football is. Gribbett straight up the centre field, a good run too, and he's put down there by the second rower Langford. Here's Connor running wide. He gets it back to Sheether, ducks back on the inside. Sheether gets it on the McLennan's put it down. He had a big gap there too, and it's jarred on by young Stewart for Glenannis. He plays back to Matty Frendon, and there's a hard tackle there by Connor and Froggy Gribbett. He plays it back to the big fella Smurthwaite, and he's played the forward pass, and he didn't really want it. That's not Smurthwaite, I'm sorry, it's the sub for the number 14 for Glenannis, who took that hard tackle earlier, and he really wasn't running with a lot of conviction that time. Here's the Inverell ball. McLennan will put this ball in. The ball comes out to McLennan. There's a long pass across field to Craigie. Here's Butterdine on the he's dropped the ball down there. Getting a bit flash with the ball, these Inverell boys, and giving the ball straight back to Glen in his first tackle. Here's the ball, goes back now to Stewart. Here, a long pass across to Nathan Levy. Levy, that's gone. And here's Jay Cook on the run across field now. There's a good run from the winger, Walters. And Walters will row right through and score. That's a good try from Walters. He's run 60 metres to score that try, beat about 5 tacklers, and that tackle should have been made over on the far side of the ground. That was a good try from Walters. So that takes Inverell on to 10 points to Glen, and this is 4. Jay Cook showed Walters the sideline then, and he thought he had him covered, but a good sidestep from Walters, ducked back inside of Jay Cook, and then proceeded to get out of the tackle. I think it was Nathan Goyen, but a good try to Glen in this, and that gets them right back into the match. But too many mistakes by Inverell, and that Inverell should have nearly scored the other end of the ground. There's the kick from Levy, and that's gone straight between the posts, and that takes the score now on to 10 points to 6. Here's the James Sheether to kick off. Hacks that ball well there. That's a good kick too from Sheether. And straight to the try scorer Walters. He said, "Hey, somebody else can have a run." He said, "I've had enough of that." On to Matty Frenton. There's a good tackle there by Frenton and by Butcher, and puts Frenton on the ground. The Inverell boys have got the line formed up. No penalties required at this stage. That's on to Eshman. And there's a good tackle by Guyra. That hurt. And good tackle there by Butcher, and help with Glen and Reggie Spencer. There's the ball across there to Stewart, the little halfback. A good tackle there by Nathan Glen. And there's a penalty to Glen in this. Inverell side inside the 10 metres. And I tell you what, they're certainly getting a bit of a hammering with the penalties and with their bad ball handling. They're keeping Glennis in this game. There's a kick from Nathan Levy. He finds about 20 metres, about 5 metres inside the Inverell half. And here's Matty Frenton. He'll take the ball up hard. Matty Frenton only knows one way. No, they've cut Matty out, and there it goes onto the... there's another penalty for Glen Innes. He's certainly hammering them in the penalty department. Levy kicks for touch. That's gone dead in goal, I think. Oh, that's a good kick. It's found touch about 5 metres out from the Inverell try line. Another sub on there for Glen Innes, the number 15. We don't know who he is, I'm sorry. And this is... Matty Frenton, no, he's gone blind again, across to Stewart. Stewart gets it across to Barnes, on to the centre Rumming. Rumming's running strongly, and he's a good tackle there by John O'McLennan, puts him on the ground. He gets up and plays the ball back to, looks like Walters ducking across there. He's looking for another try. That was a good try. Oh, and they've, Butcher's got hold of him, and they've put him on the ground this time. Danger man Walters, he's very quick. Plays the ball back to the substitution. It comes across then to Stewart. Matty Frenton, he only knows one way, Matty, and we keep saying that, but he's a straightforward front rower, Matt, and the no-nonsense man. Straight across there now to Stewart. Stewart gets it on to the fullback is taken in a good tackle there by Dave Kent. That's Trent Levy. Across there with Nathan Levy. Here's the ball that comes right across through the Rummery, and he's taken in a good tackle there by Froggy Gribbett and Brad Higgins. This is the 6th tackle. Played back then to the substitution. There goes Nathan Levy, puts the ball high in the air. This is a good kick too from Levy. Levy takes the ball, but he's spilt the ball, and that's stacks on the middle, and it's taken by Inverell. Craig Butcher's on the ball. A good jump there from Levy, but he lost the ball on the way down, and it would have been a handover anyway. I think he tried to... plays the ball back to Brad Higgins. There's Froggy Gribbett. He's running wide. He's broken through Gribbett. And a good run there from Gribbett. Takes the ball 30 metres out from the Inverell try line. Gets up, plays the ball back to Sheether. On to Craigie. Craigie's running hard and straight. A good pass to Reggie Spencer, but he's caught on the 40-metre line. Inverell's end of the ground. He gets up, plays the ball back to Glen. On to Craigie. Craigie across to McElwain, on to Damien Connor. There's a good pass on to John O'McLennan. And here's Dave Kent now. He's on the run-up field. Dave Kent, he's running strongly, David Kent. A good tackle pass back inside to Butterdine. Butterdine is held in the tackle there by Barnes, the 5'8", and he's put on the ground. That's 5 tackles gone for Inverell. Plays the ball back to Dave Kent. John O'Mclennan gets it across there to Froggy Griffith. On to Ray Craigie. The boys aren't going forward. They're just standing passing. Now inside then to James Sheether. Sheether steps. There's a good try from James Sheether. And he puts the ball down beside the left-hand upright. A good try from Sheether. And duck back inside. You've got a pass on the inside from Griffith. And he's gone through and scored a good try. Just Jason the left-hand side of the post. Dave Kent's got this ball placed, a reasonably simple kick for Dave. He should kick this all right and take the score on to 16 points to 6 with about a minute and a half to go in this game, in this first half of this game. Got the ball placed, has a look, moves in, puts his right foot to the ball, straight between the uprights, and that's a 16-6 lead for Inverell. And with half-time almost upon us. I noticed they took Marcus Woodbury off earlier. They must be experimenting here. They must have Damien Connor booked up to go on in the A grade side later on in the day. So they've rested Marcus in the first half, I'd say, and he'll play full half in the second half, I'd say. Here's Reggie Spencer, and he's put down in a good tackle by a couple of the Glennon's reserves. He gets up, plays the ball back to Butcher. Butcher picks the ball up, runs straight upfield. A good run from Butcher. He gets to within 2 metres of the halfway line. He gets up quickly, plays the ball to Brad Higgins. Here's Damien Connor. He's running hard and straight, and he's tackling a good tackle there by Langford, Brummery, and another one around the legs. He plays the ball back to Higgins. There's a good pass there across there to Butterdine, but he's holding a good tackle there by Trent Levy. And I think it's Barnes, the 5'8". He plays it back to John O'Mclennan. Ray Craigie, a good pass there across there to, and then the ball's gone forward, signalled by Tommy Kane. The ball's gone forward. The referee got a signal from linesman Tom Kane, and I think Dommy was right too that time. The ball went about half a metre forward. There's the half-time bell in this junior fixture. The referee signals time off, and it's 16 points to 6 in favour of Inverell. Welcome back to the Guyra Showground for the second half of this junior fixture between Inverell and Glen. Inverell at half-time led 16 points to 6. Still got a lot of work to do, the Inverell side. Their players been pretty scrappy, really, and they've got to lift their game a level and put this game beyond doubt, because Glen they'll hang in there, and they've got some good players in their side, and Inverell will kick off. They'll be defending the eastern end of the ground in this second half. Glen will be running into the sun. They do also have the wind against them, so, and also this Inverell junior side. So Inverell look forward to them putting a few more points on the board early in this second half. Sheether's got the ball placed right on the halfway line for the commencement of play in this second half. The referee asks Damien Connor, right to go, signals time on, and there's the ball from Sheeta. Kicks the ball downfield, straight between the centre posts. Oh, and there's a good tackle from John McLennan, puts Langford, the front rower, Smurthwaite, I'm sorry, puts him on the ground. There's the ball, goes back to Rumry, the lock forward, and he's put on the ground by Sheeta and Butterdine. He gets up, plays the ball back to Eshman. Eshman gets the ball back to Stewart. There's a new player on the field there again for Glen. That's Langford, I think. The second rower, Langford, yes, he plays the ball. Gets it out to Rumry, and he is taking a good tackle there by Bardine and Damien Connor over the top. He plays the ball back to Eshman. Eshman gets the ball across to Stewart. A long pass across there to Murdoch. 5'8" Barnes onto Nathan Levy. He gets the ball onto Walters, the danger man, and he's putting on a good tackle there by Nathan Guyra. Plays the ball back to Murdoch. Murdoch gets it on to Smurthwaite. He throws a bad pass across them to the second row. He reefs the ball across the field, and that ball will probably turn out all right because it's going to bounce. No, bounce high, picked up there by Dave Kent. He runs around his opposite number. Straight downfield he goes. He'll go all the way. I think Dave Kent. No, he's tackling a good tackle there by Langford. Gets up and plays the ball back to John O'McLennan. Plays it back there, across there to Brad Higgins. Brad Higgins gets across to Damien Connor, and he's taken easy target there for Smurthwaite, the front rower. Here's the ball played back then to Brad Higgins. On to Marcus Woodbury. He runs straight and hard. He goes straight through, gets the ball, a good pass away to Gribbett, and he's put down very close to the Glen try line. Gets up, plays the ball back again. On to Damien Connor, running wide, and Connor will go through. He'll score. That's a good try, well set up there by the two front rowers, and one after the other, and I think that's the way they've got to play this game. Take them on in the forwards and get going straight up the centre. Good try to Damien Connor. That takes Inverell to a lead of 20 points to 6 early in this second half. The referee having a few words to Damien Connor here over in the corner. He must have infringed there some way, but now he awards the try to Inverell, and that's 20 points to 6 with a kick to come from David Kent. That was better play from Inverell. From a mediocre kick from Glen and the second rower, Dave Kent made good ground down the left-hand touch line. Got up, played the ball quickly, and got it across to Marcus Woodbury. He went straight up the centre and got up and played the ball again quickly, and they got Damien Connor running wide, and there was no stopping Damien. He crashed through 3 or 4 Woodbury tacklers to score about 10 or 15 metres in from the right-hand touch line. Kent's almost got this ball placed. He's taking his time over it. But that does all go well for Inverell in the second half. Better things to come from their scrappy play in the first half. Ken's got this ball placed. Has a look, moves in, puts his right foot to the ball. It looks good in flight, and there it is, straight between the uprights. A good kick from David Kent from out wide, and Inverell lead 22 points to 6, with Glen to run the ball back up to the halfway line and kick off. That was good play from Inverell. That was well thought and well set up, and that's more the play that we've come used to. Nathan Levy kicks off here for Glen, and it's a tricky kick. It was picked up by Butcher, hit him in the hand, and he did well to catch that ball. And Glen is getting in there, hunting, and there's a good tackle from. It looked like, I think that's a deserved penalty. They wouldn't get off Butcher and let him play the ball, and the Sheeders run across to take this attempt at penalty to find a bit of touch down the right-hand sideline. That's a big kick, and he's failed to find touch again, Sheeder. That's a silly kick from James Sheeder. There's going to be a drop kick from the Glen's quarter line. That was a very... It's still got me beat why James Sheeder does that kicking. They've got Dave Kent there, who was a very good kicker of the ball, and I know it's critical of me, but more often than not he fails to find touch Jay Cook will take this ball and give it on to Marcus Woodbury, and he'll wind up. Here he goes. He'll big fella. He'll wind up straight down the centre field. He goes. Still going, the big fella. A good run down centre field. Its ball's pulled out, and that's a penalty to Inverell. The ball was reefed out there. There were about 5 fellas in there trying to get Marcus Woodbury onto the ground. He finished up, unloaded 3 or 4 of them in a pretty spectacular. There's a better kick from Brad Higgins, and he's found touch. Here the Inverell forwards will go again. Marcus Woodbury will take this up. James Shooter takes the cut-out pass, and he's down about 15 metres out from the try line. Here's now Froggy Gribbett. He's running wide. He's running straight through Froggy Gribbett. There's a good tackle by Walters. He's had a good game, young Walters, and he's down pretty close to Inverell. There's a penalty to Inverell. Interference in the play of the ball, and Inverell will take the tap here, and they'll go close to scoring. Where's the big fella this time? They'll take the tap here. I think Marcus Woodbury will get this ball. No, it's on to John McLennan. Here's Damien Connor running wide again. He'll take the ball again. He'll score again out wide. He dropped the ball, I think, Damien Connor. No, the referee has awarded the try. A good try again to Inverell with those big forwards. We're looking for Woodbury cutting back inside, I think, to score near the post, but Connor running wide tore the ribbons out of the back line in the on the side, and he has gone over to score a nearly identical place, probably 5 or 6 metres closer into the post than the try he scored about 3 minutes ago. The Inverell side now starting to exert their power and strength into this game. They're a big side and a very strong side, and also a very fast side out in the outside backs. Also, the thing is their big men are also very mobile, and it takes 3 or 4 to put them down, and when they've got 3 or 4 fellas putting one foot on the ground, there's going to create space somewhere else for the other fellas, and that's the way these Inverell team, I think, is their best way to go forward, is to use their big pack of forwards, and when the time comes they can swing it wide, and they've also got a very good set of backs. Dave Kent has got this ball placed. He's about 20 or 15 metres in again from touch, puts his foot to the ball. The ball's gone straight between the uprights again, and there's a good exhibition of kicking from David Kent, and that takes Inverell, I think, on to 28 points to 6. That'll be about 7 or 8 minutes into this second half. Have the daunting task again of bringing it up, and Nathan Levy will kick it off again. There's down there to Nathan Glen. He gets it on to Woodbury. Woodbury runs straight and hard and pushes him off, and he's gone down 30 metres out from his own try line. Gets up and plays the ball back to Brad Higgins, and Brad Higgins ducks through from dummy half and makes good ground. 10 or 12 metres there to Brad Higgins. A good run from dummy half. Plays the ball back to Reggie Spencer. Gets it on then to Craig Butcher. Here's Craig again. He's running straight and hard, and he's down almost to the 40-metre line. Plays the ball back then to Brad Higgins. A good pass out then to Damien Connor, and he's tackling a good tackle there by, it looks like young Walters and the sub for Glen, as he plays the ball back to Brad Higgins, on to John O'McLennan. Here's Butcher, a good pass across the field to Butcher again, and they've got Woodbury lurking out in the back line this time. He's on to Nathan Gwen, and he's down, tackled by Rummery and 2 or 3 others there. He plays the ball back. Here's Woodbury ran the blind, hits across here to Ray Craigie, on there to Butterdine. It's been knocked down by Glen Ennis, and it's picked up there by Dave Kent. He kicks the ball. I think there were 6 to go there. He's kicked the ball high. It's down to Nathan Levy. He takes the ball nicely, and he's chased there by John O'McLennan. Gets away from McLennan, but he comes again, and with the assistance of Sheether, puts him on the ground. Gets up, plays the ball back there to Murdoch. Murdoch's taken in a good tackle by Connor, and he'll get up and play. That's Barnes, I'm sorry, the 5'8". Plays the ball back then to Eshman. Eshman across to Stewart. Stewart on to Matty Frendon. And Matty Frendon's been pretty quiet in this game, and he's put on the ground there by Higgins, the hooker for Inverell. Here's a good run here from Trent Levy, and he's taken by 4 or 5 of the Inverell forwards and put on the ground. He'll get up and play the ball back then. Plays it across there to Stewart, the halfback. Gets it on to Rummery. And he's put on the ground a good tackle there by the 2 front rowers from Inverell, Woodbury and McElwain. Here's a good kick there from Nathan Levy. He puts the ball up centre field. Brad Higgins is He's knocked the ball on, Brad Higgins. Pressure there from Nathan Levy, and he's knocked the ball on, trying to recover, and Glen will get this feed. It's a bit sloppy there from Inverell. Brad Higgins was back there to cover, but initially he dropped the ball, then knocked the ball on trying to recover. So it'll be Stewart, the halfback for Glen's ball into this scrum. On the Inverell 40-metre line. Out to Stewart it comes. He gets it across there now to Barnes, the 5'8". This is, he's a Levy too. I think there's he's knocked the ball on the Glen's player. It's picked up there by Jay Cook, and he's on the run downfield. He's tackled on the 40-metre line there, and a good tackle by Langford, the Glen. Here comes Butcher. He's going straight, and up the centre goes Butcher. And Matty Friend missed him. A good tackle by Barnes, the 5'8" for Glen, puts it on Butcher on the ground. He plays the ball. Here it comes across here to Connor. And he cuts back inside. Gets a pass away there to Nathan Gawan. He's in and out amongst the forwards there, and he's put down 28 metres out from the Glen trial, and he plays the ball on to Woodbury, and Woodbury, he's on the run straight down centre field, and a good tackle. He's still going. He trips over, and he's lost the ball in the tackle. It's picked up there now by Lathan Levy. He's on the run across field, and there's a good tackle from Butterdine. Puts Levy on the, and with the assistance of Reggie Spencer, and he plays the ball. It comes back here to Walters. It's Barnes, I'm sorry, the 5'8", and he's held by Butterdine. Ball goes in. Back across now to Stewart. Stewart across to Matty Friend, and Matty Friend's running across field, and a good tackle there. He's put on the ground by Butterdine with the assistance of Connor. He gets up and plays the ball back, plays it across there to Eshman. And here's this, there's a good tackle there by the Inverell forwards. They put him on the ground. They substitute the 14 for Glen, he plays the ball back to Eshman. Eshman gets across to Stewart. Stewart cuts out pass, cuts it on to Rummery, and there's a good tackle there from Nathan Goyan, puts him on the ground. That's the 5th tackle. Across to Nathan Levy. He'll kick the ball. No, he's a dummy to kick, and then he's chipped it forward, and it's gone back there to Jay Cook. He's got the ball now. He ducks back inside, and there's a trip there by one of the Glen's players, and he's put on the ground, Jay Cook. Back to Red Spencer. Across here now to Ray Craigie. Ray Craigie goes straight up centre field, and he gets almost to the, he gets over the 40-metre line in Inverell territory before he's put on the ground. He plays it back here to Milan, and that's sloppy play from Inverell. 3 players didn't know whether they should have got that ball or not, and Connor and Butcher and I don't know who the other fellow was, but it was very sloppy play from Inverell, and they'll have to lift their game another notch to be when they meet Armidale, if they Armidale or Glen's in the grand final, if the way they're going at the moment. Here's Glen's ball into the scrum. A big push from Inverell. And it's picked up John McLennan, but the referee has ruled a knock-on against the Glen's halfback, and Inverell will get this feed now into the scrum. John McLennan to put the ball in. In it goes. I won't push Inverell off the mark. There's a pass across there to Jay Cook. Jay Cook ducks straight up centre field, gets almost to the halfway line. The Inverell forwards are slow out of that pack. There's a penalty to Inverell. The winger for Glen and Walters has interfered in the play the ball. Wouldn't let him up to play the ball back, and Dave Kent will take this kick for touch right on the halfway line. Kicks the ball. There's a good kick too, and he finds touch right over in front of the spectators there on the Glen and spectators on the other side of the ground. Here's Reggie Spencer. He'll take the tap. There it comes across there now to James Shoother. He goes straight and hard, does James Shoother. And he's put on the ground 20 metres out from the Glen and trial line. Where it is now, here's Butterdine. He goes straight. There's a good run from Butterdine. Runs straight into Rummery. And Rummery come off the second best in that tackle. There's the Inverell boys now. Here we go. Across there to Ray Craigie. It's intercepted by a Glen's player, but he knocked the ball on. And Murdoch it was, and finished up being picked up by Walters, the 2 wingers standing side by side. But some sloppy play here from Inverell again. They haven't got their minds on the job at the moment, and I tell you what, they're going to want to give these Glen fellas half a chance, because they'll run the length of the field and score a try. Here we go. Looks like we've got Connor playing halfback. Connor puts the ball in. Here he goes. He's going to run from the base of the scrum. Connor, he'll take some. There's a pass to Woodbury, and he'll score. A good pass from Woodbury. That's a planned move, that one. Connor fed the scrum. John McLennan packed down his lock, and Damien Connor broke away from with the ball at half-back, and Woodbury broke very quickly from the scrum, and he's backed up on the inside of Connor and scored a good try. That's a planned move. That certainly worked, and that's a good try. That takes Inverell to lead of 32 points to 6 with the kick to come from David Kent. That was a really good try from Inverell. Well planned. That's come from Fozzie the coach, I'd say. That's a planned move, and it worked to perfection. You can't do much better than that. Here's Dave Kent now. Got this ball placed. Been kicking well as Dave Kent, and he's kicked this one wide. I'll put the mocker on him, quick smart, and Dave's pushed that one to the right inside the post, and the score remains at 32 points to 6 in favour of Inverell. There's a kick-off from Glen Ennis down the Butterdine. He takes the ball and he's tackled in a good tackle there right on his 40-metre line. There's Barnes, that's Murdoch, I'm sorry. He plays it back to Dave Kent. Sheether back on the inside. He is held right on the where they played the ball. Here comes Woodbury. He's on the ball this time. He'll take the ball off McLennan. There's a good... He's taken the ball to the halfway mark. He'll get up and play the ball back. Took 3 of them to pull him down. There must be gaps there. Plays it back to Brad Higgins. There's Damien Connor out wide. Gets it on to Nathan Guyra, and he's pulled down 10 metres into the Glen on the side of the halfway line. Gets up, plays the ball back. Here's Connor backing up on the inside again. Gets it on to Butcher coming back. Well, there's good play. The boys are starting to try a few things here now. On to Brad Higgins, and he's put down in the centre of the ruck. That's the 5th tackle for Inverell. Gets up, plays the ball back. Across to Johnny McLennan. On to Damien Connor. There's a pass to Sheether. The boys will score again here. They'll run this ball. Gets on to Ray Craig. He ducks inside and he scores. A good try from Inverell. A good backline movement. And that's a good try from Ray Craig. Scored about 10 metres in from the left-hand corner post, and that'll take Inverell onto a score of 36 points to 6 with a kick to come. That was a good try. That's 2 good tries from Inverell in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and they're starting to exert their superiority on this young Glen Ennis side. Replacement coming on for Inverell, Frogger Grips coming on. I think probably Damien Connor will go off at this stage of the game, I'd say, or Craig Butcher. I'm not quite sure who's going off. Craig Butcher's the boy going off, I think. It's Damien Connor going off. He's probably going to catch his breath and do a stint in A grade later in the day. Butcher's going off too, and who have we got coming on there now? Anyway, we'll pick that player up directly. Here's the kick from Dave Kent. Good kick too from Dave Kent. And he's just shaved the right hand upright, and the score remains at 36 points to 6. Full credit to Glen Ennis in this match. They've never given up. Totally outclassed in the second half, but they're just running back up to kick this ball up, and they're finding it really difficult now with these big mobile forwards. Inverell's running straight and hard. There's the ball kicked off there. It goes back to Glen. He picks the ball up. He's on the run downfield. He'll take the ball. There's a good run. He takes the ball about 28 metres out from the Inverell try line. Now we're looking for the Inverell front rowers. He plays the ball back then to Brad Higgins. Here's Gribbett. He's on the run across the field, and he's an easy mark there for the Glen Ennis forwards, and he's put on the ground 32 metres out from Inverell. Here's Woodbury now. He takes the blind. He gets up and plays the ball back. Plays it back then to Higgins. There's Ray Craig. They're going to use the back line here. Oh, good pass there to Butterdine, but he had a look. and there's Matty Friend, and he's picked the ball up now, and he's put on the ground there by Gribbett and Ray Craigie. Plays the ball back now to a substitution there for Glen, and Slangford, the boy with the ball, Smurthwaite, I'm sorry, he's put on the ground there, and a good tackle there by Gribbett, and Butterdine plays the ball back there to a substitution player from Inverell, and a good tackle by McLennan coming over the top, a bit high too, but he it was very effective. Put back then to you got the Inverell boys here once again from up inside the 10-metre line, and the marker's not lining up, and that's a free kick to Glen, and Nathan Levy will kick for touch. Kicks the ball out over the top of Tommy Kane's head, and they'll take the tap now about 20 metres out from the Inverell try line. These substitutes for Glen, they're pretty hard to pick up, especially when you don't know who they are. This comes now across back to Stewart. There's Walters, this winger, running straight and hard. There's a good run there too from Smurthwaite, the front rower, and he's put on the ground there by Gribbett. He plays the ball back now. Comes across here to another, that's Langford, the second rower for Glen, and he's put in a smothering tackle there by Woodbury Spencer, and Gribbett again plays the ball back across, comes to Stewart. Stewart gets a ball away to Matty Frendon, and he's put on the ground there by here's Rummery. He's running across to Stewart. Stewart gets the ball across to Barnes. Barnes is trying to straighten the ball up. Here's Nathan Levy, and he's taken in a ball and all tackle there by Andrews. The referee call held, and Inverell players didn't go in quick enough, and that's a penalty to Glen again. I'd like to see the penalty count in this game. Nathan Levy takes the tap, passes the ball across there to Matty Frendon. Frendon, he deserves a try. He's played pretty hard for the Glen side. Plays the ball back, comes across the field to Stewart. Stewart gets a good pass across there to Barnes. Barnes, he's held by Gribbett and Woodbury, and he's drugged back for his trouble and put on the ground with the help of Andrews. Plays the ball back to Stewart, the halfback for Glen. A long pass across there to Rummery, the lock forward. There's Nathan Levy out wide, and he's held in a good tackle there also by Glen. Ball and all tackle. Couldn't get the ball away. Plays the ball back to Rummery. Rummery across the field to Stewart. Stewart, there's Smurthwaite, the front rower. Gets the ball away to Friend and his punt row partner. And the ball's been knocked back there, and he's Langford, the second rower for Glen. He's running straight. He's another pass back inside to Stewart, and he's put on... That's a good pass there. Glen has kept the ball alive, and the hooker for Glen has gone over to school Richmond. That's a good try, and I think they deserve a try there. They tried things with the ball and kept it alive, and Inverell relaxed, and they paid the penalty. That takes the score now on to 36 points to 10. Nathan Levy's got this ball placed and pretty well just adjacent to the left hand upright, and this should be a pretty simple conversion for Nathan Levy. Puts his foot to the ball is straight between the uprights, and that takes the score now on to Inverell 36 and Glen 12 with about 7 or 8 minutes to go. Had a lot of football, these Inverell boys, and you can see that they'll be looking forward to having next week off and a bit of recovery. Here's the Ray Craig. He kicks the ball off for Inverell. He's kicked that across here to Walters. Yes, it is Walters, and he's taken in a good tackle there by Dave Kent. He gets his jacket removed there for his trouble. Played across there now, goes across to Stewart. The halfback takes a pretty awkward pass. He's tackled in a good tackle there by Gribbett and McElwain. Gets up, play the ball back to this replacement player for Glen as he gets the ball across there to Rummery, the lock forward. He's had a fair game, Rummery, and he'll get up and play the ball back to another Glen player. He runs from dummy half. Inverell players are relaxing a bit, and Glen is starting to make ground up through the centre. Inverell is a pass out there to Matt Frendon, and he's taken in a good tackle there by 2 of the Inverell players. He'll get up and play the ball back there, back across now to the danger man Nathan Lee. That's a pretty ordinary pass, and he's knocked it on. Picked up there by Brad Higgins, and he's on the run downfield, and he's caught there about 30 metres out from the Inverell trial, and he'll play the ball back. Here's the Inverell forwards. Goes across there to Nathan Gwen. He goes one way. He tackles, runs straight through the centre of the ruck. Bit of a... There's Red Spencer. He's going to have a run. He said, give me the ball. He said, and I'll take it forward. Some of these Inverell forwards are sucking wind. Here's John O'McLennan. He gets the ball onto Woodbury. Woodbury will run straight and hard. He's gone straight through. He's covered into the Glen in the quarter line. Gets up, plays the ball back to John O'McLennan. Across to Brad Higgins. There's Froggy Griffith. He's running strongly out wide. He gets away from Matt Frendon and he loses the ball in the tackle. And it's Glen that's in possession. 35 metres out from their own try line. He gets up, plays the ball back to Rumry, and Rumry runs from dummy half, and he's caught by Spencer and put on the ground with the assistance of Gribbett. He gets up and plays the ball back. Inverell back about 14 metres there. Cross field to Barnes. Barnes is put on the ground there by Gribbett's done a mile of tackling since he's come on. Cross field it comes to Stewart. Stewart's got players on his outside. Gives it the ball there to the hooker Eshman, and he's put on the ground there by Butterdine with the assistance of McElwain. Here's the ball to Stewart now. He goes across the field here now to the second rower, and that's Polton. And he's put on the ground. He's lost the ball in the tackle, and Inverell will serve the scrum. Zabax is packing in at lock there for Inverell at the moment. There's a ball across the field here to John O'McLennan. Gets it on to Craigie. Butterdean's been pretty quiet today. He's been pretty well marked. He'll play the ball back now to Dave Kent. He runs from dummy half and he's taken in a simple tackle there by Walters, the winger. Gets up, plays the ball back to hooker Brad Higgins, and he runs from dummy half too. He goes downfield and he makes 15 metres before he's put on the ground in a hard tackle there by Murdoch, the winger. Gets up and plays the ball back. Cross comes to... Here's Woodbury again. He's on the... pass inside to McElwain, and McElwain makes another 10 metres. Plays the ball back here to Brad Higgins. A good pass there to Craigie. Woodbury's gone without the ball, and another scrum packed down. Inverell got a little bit sloppy in the last 6 or 7 minutes, and they've really got to concentrate for a bit longer than this in their games, and to get to the fruits of their, or the reward of the championship that they so dearly want this year. There's the ball out to Glen, and it comes from Stewart across there to the 5'8 Barnes. There's a good run here from Polton, and Polton's taken in a good tackle by Dave Kent and Jeremy Butterdine. He decides to have a bit of a pushing contest, but there's Barnes again. He's having a good game, Barnes. And he's put in a good tackle there by McElwain and Nathan Gwen. Plays the ball back across to Stewart. Stewart gets on to Matty Frendon, and he's put down with the assistance. There's the hooker, the second rower Polton is tackled about 41 metres out from the Inverell trial, and the ball comes across to Stewart. Stewart gets it on to Nathan Levy, and there's a good pass out to Murdoch, and he's knocked the ball on. There's a chance to make a bit of ground up this right-hand touch line, but Inverell will now feed this scrum and see if we can tidy up this play a little bit. All players, both sides are sucking a bit of wind. It's pretty warm here today, and for Guyra anyway. The ball goes in, it's put in by McLennan. There's the ball out to David Kent, and he's run straight and hard, and he's caught there in a good tackle by Walters, the Glen winger. Here's Gribbett running wide. He's still going, Gribbett, and he's put down there now in a good tackle by Polton, it's the fullback, Levy. And another knock-on from Inverell. They're getting sloppy, and he's put on the ground there by a swinging arm there too from Ray Craigie. There's the ball out here now to... we just nearly lost the ball too, that Glennis player. Who get up and play the ball back? It was via the winger, Murdoch. He plays the ball back, goes across to Stewart again. His friend and backs up on the inside. John O'McLennan has stolen the ball there in a one-on-one, and he's got the ball. He'll get up and play the ball back. Ray Craigie goes from dummy half, and he makes another 6 or 7 metres, and he's put on the ground. Here's the ball come back here now to Brad Higgins. He gets the ball across there to Woodbury. There was an infringement being done here. Ray Craigie being called out here by the referee. I just don't know what this was all about. I didn't pick that up in the... Anyway, it's a penalty to Glen, so he must have interfered in the play of the ball. Here's the ball, good kick too. There's the full-time bell anyway, and... bad pass, crossfield. Inverell could score a try here. Here's Craigie. He's on the run downfield. He gets the ball away. No, he doesn't. He dies with the ball. I thought he threw a pass then to the Inverell halfback, John O'McClemmy. He went down with the ball, and that's Inverell Juniors now into the grand final of this competition. They've defeated Glen in this 36 points to 12, but mind you, I think they've got to improve their ball handling skills a little bit before that grand final comes around in a fortnight's time. Congratulations to the Inverell side. There was some players there who had pretty quiet games considering, and I think they need to probably have a good look at this tape, and they thought they were doing enough, but I think they've really got to put their hands up and dig a bit deeper and do a little bit more work in both attack and defence. But for Inverell, I thought probably Damien Connor had a good game. James Sheuther had a good first half. John O'McClennan was solid all day. Froggy Gribbett made a big difference when he came on. He did a lot of tackling. And
Peter, this is... Dave. You know what I'm on yet. I'm going to go over there in a minute. You can't rock. You can't. We're about to go. Oh, as soon as the news is finished. Right, no, that's not it. There you go. Down a little bit for us, will you? No wonder your call's so bad, Pete. The news on Princess died. No, car driver's dead. And the other boyfriend. No, he's not dead. He's dead. The boyfriend's dead. Yeah. Two are down the car, and then their boyfriend. Been chased by photographers. We'll leave it on, mate, for you now. Right up. I'm on it here. Coach, good afternoon to you and good afternoon listeners, and welcome to the Guyra Showground for the major semi-finals of this year's Tui's Group 19 competition. Beautiful weather conditions prevailing in Guyra for the grand final, for the major semi-finals. As Greg has said, the earlier junior or under 18 major semi-final has seen Inverell go into the grand final a fortnight from today when they defeated Glen by 36 points to 12. A very, very good performance in those fixtures. Today scored a very good individual try. Levy converted it, and it was 10-6. And then right on half-time, Shooter scored another try, which was converted by David Kent to make half-time 16-6. Then in the second half, in the second minute, Damien Connor scored a try for Inverell. Kent kicked the goal. It was 22-6. The 6th minute, Connor was in again for a try. Kent converted. It was 28 points to 6. Then in the 15th minute, Marcus Woodruff scored a try. Not converted. It was 32-6. The 18th minute, Craigie a try. Made it 36-6, and then just prior to full-time, Glen scored a try, with Eston a try and Levy a goal to make the full-time 36 points to 12. So that's the junior fixture with Inverell into the grand final. Glen will play Armidale in the preliminary final next weekend. Reserve grade at the moment sees Boomerang leading Inverell 6 points to 4. In this fixture, the northern end of the Guyra Showground, and in both the earlier games, what we've seen that the Inverell players, when they're defending the southern end, have let the ball bounce and has put them on the defensive right from the word go. And in the juniors, Inverell let the ball go, went over the dead ball line, and they're on the defensive right from the word go. And to Glen's credit, they played on that. We've seen the reserve grade come out. They kicked off. Nigel Sharp was the player involved there. He just let the ball bounce and bounced over the dead ball line, and Inverell dropped out and have been on the defensive for the first 5 or 6 minutes of this second half. But now they're back on the attack, and Rings leading in this fixture 6 points to 4. Now also coming up next Saturday at Tingha, we have the Group 19 Minor League semi-finals. A little bit of a high tackles coming in the boomerangs, unusual for that to come on, but anyway, they have been penalised for it, and Inverell to take the tap as it comes back to Darren Pay. Darren Pay won't worry about the high tackles, he just loves it as he goes through further and further. But getting back to the minor semi-finals, or the semi-finals, minor and major, of the minor league to be played at Tingha next Saturday. In the under 10s, the minor semi-final sees Tingha play Moree. The major sees Warrielda play Inverell West. In the 12s, Warrielda will play Glen Ennis. As Inverell have scored a try under the post, I'll pick up who that player is in the moment. It's Brett Butcher. The major semi-final in the 12 sees West play East. The 14s, Warrielda play Moree. The major sees Glen play Inverell West. In the minor of the 16s, Glen Ennis will play Inverell West. And in the major, Inverell East will play Warrielda. So that's next Saturday at Tingha for the minor and major semi-finals of the Group 19 Western Zone Junior or Minor League competition. Of course, next weekend's the Tingha Cup, and I'm led to believe they're hoping to get those minor league fixtures through in time to let patrons go and watch the races in their one and only race meeting of the year. Of course, a fortnight. We'll have more details on that in the weeks ahead. So, Kate, certainly for a big day there, as the conversion that try scored by Butcher was taken by David Alexander. The junior games for you, the major semi-final, defeating 26 points to 12. We will pass on scores periodically down the line, so until we're back with you prior to the start of the A grade at the Kia. mate, how's that reception? Righto, now listen, one look at me piece of the paper here. On the rookie of the year, 3 to K Butcher. 2 to Craigie. And 1 to John McLennan. So that's 3 Butcher, 2 Craigie, 1 McLennan. Okay, mate. Well, now Stephen will send these scores down there as they happen. Right out, see ya. You want to come back up here, Rusty? I didn't realise that Princess Di's boyfriend got killed in it. He's killed. Princess Di's boyfriend got killed in it.
Yeah, the son of the guy that owns Harrods.
Yeah. Driver, the boyfriend, and there's a bodyguard too. I didn't realise it was that bad. Yeah, what's that? It gives you all the crappy jobs, doesn't it? You ain't doing anything. You're going to keep all the cash. You get paid for this. Jeez. Yeah.
Right now, play the Inverell sign 12 points to 10.
Went back. No, but they know they're going to do it. 3 or 4 come over and they'll do it. There you go, Noise. Have a nice go. to drop the ball, let the ball go in the cut. Yeah. Every time they kick it off, let it go out. Yeah, let it go out every time. Every time. They won't back off. Anthony put his flag up on this side. He didn't give it to him.
Unsuccessful. Throw down late no make sign, 20 points to 16.
certified. Is that for the broadcast? Yeah.
Anyone that had doubles in this reserve grade fixture, winning doubles was on the boomerang side.
Usually he sets it up on that.
Yeah.
Anyone that had that winning double was playing that here as a broadcast.
I come too?
Just have 4 wins, right? I think so, yeah. But also, more worried about support. Bit upset that we're going to miss the line like
Dirty Bob! there, look. You're joking. She died. Come on, Inverell! He's on the edge, Go back 16 innings.